Hey guys, it's Elissa Ace and welcome back to my channel. So I've been wanting to make videos on astral travel, astral projection for a long time. I've just been putting it off, but today is the day. I'm gonna do several videos about it because it's just a huge topic, one of my most favorite topics in the entire world. I could just talk forever about it, but we're gonna start with today's video, which is how to leave your body, how to astral project. And what I mean by that is during the day, consciously. I'm not talking about leaving your body at night when you're sleeping, which we all do every night anyways. I'm talking about doing it on purpose, being able to remember everything that happens, that kind of thing. And I'm gonna tell you about my first experience with getting to the exit stage. Okay, so the first thing that I wanna say is this can take a long time, and I mean that in two different ways. I mean like in one session, it could take you 3 hours of doing the meditation before you pop out of your body, or maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones, that pops out in 30 minutes. I have heard of that, but I also mean that this can potentially take months. I've actually even heard years for some people of trying, of attempting, of doing the meditations before you ever are able to actually get out of your body. I remember I was listening to a podcast years ago from this woman, I can't remember her name. She was an expert and she was talking about on this podcast how it took her 9 months of trying daily before she could get out of her body. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh man, okay, so this is gonna be the long haul. I was preparing myself for it to take forever, but I wanted it so bad. I just said, like, I don't care how long it takes, but I was disappointed to hear that, But to my surprise, to my shock, I was able to do it in just 3 tries. I kid you not, 1, 2, 3 tries, and that's it. And I'm gonna explain why I think that happened in just 3 tries. So the first thing is, there's a good chance that you're gonna fall asleep doing this. So that's why a lot of people, and you've probably heard this, they'll say, go to sleep, at night and then set your alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning, get up, have a glass of water, and then try to astral travel. I'm not trying to disturb my sleep that drastically that's my chair, where I'm waking up in the middle of the night to attempt this and then my sleep's all over the place. So I prefer just taking like a 20-minute nap during the day. Pick a Saturday, pick a Sunday, or whatever day you have, where you're not working, not going to school, whatever. Take a 20-minute nap, maybe 30 minutes at most, I would say, just enough to where you're refreshed and you're not gonna fall asleep when you are doing the meditation. Don't waste your time doing it without being refreshed because you're gonna fall asleep. So I guess the other thing you could do is try it when you first wake up in the morning because you're also refreshed then, right? So, but when I first tried it, it was in the middle of the afternoon. Okay, so that's key. Make sure that you're rested so that you don't fall asleep, because it potentially and probably is you're gonna be there for an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3. After 3 and you're not out of your body, you're probably gonna be giving up at that point, right? Which makes sense. Okay, so besides not being tired, the other thing that has to happen is that you have to have a huge desire for this, okay? I'm talking probably like thinking about it every day throughout the day, really just having a super strong desire and a super strong intention to do this. You need to like impress upon your subconscious mind that you want this badly, because if it's just like, oh, let me just try it out, see if it works, it's probably not gonna happen. So to help you with your desire, with your intention, with your belief that you can do this, because the belief has to be there too, right? In this universe, to have anything, the belief has to be there. And so the way that I prepped myself and got myself all motivated and worked up, for one, was to watch every video I could get my hands on. And years ago, I feel like there was a lot better videos on astral projection, if I'm being honest, and those videos have all disappeared. I don't know. The other thing I did was read. I read everything that I could get my hands on for several reasons. So read. Got this one, this one, this one, and then this one in particular. It's really small, right? But this one in particular is kind of like this guy's Astral Travel journal. So it's a book, but it's mostly or half or more of his journals. And so reading his journals of all his astral travels, like it'll say, this morning I left my body and I went to visit mom. Mom as in his mom has passed away. And so, and then we'll talk about in another video all the many reasons why one would want to astral travel. One of them being able to go and visit people and pets that are passed over already, that have crossed over. So reading his journals really brought the whole concept of astral travel alive to me. Just because, there's always, in the beginning, there's always like a little doubt. Is this real? Can I really do it? And, putting that into my subconscious mind, reading his journals every day. This chair is too squeaky for my liking. It really kind of made me like, okay, this is definitely real. Anybody can do this, as long as you, learn how. Anybody can do this. I really, really want this, and I can do this. Reading those books really helped me. So that's my suggestion: watching videos and reading books, and to get yourself like in that state of mind where you're really believing that this is going to happen, really wanting it. Okay. The other thing that's really important to know is about fear. You have to get past that. If there's pretty much any fear in you, you're not going to get out. Your higher self knows better. So if you have that fear lingering somewhere, then you're not going to get out of your body. So you need to work through that. And again, reading the books and listening to people, that really helped me get over the fear. Because I was wanting to do this well over a decade before I actually really truly tried. And the reason for the procrastination, years of procrastination, was my fear. Unfortunately, I got a hold of a YouTube channel way back in the day, and they were saying things. I'm not even going to say it now because I don't want to put it in your mind. Saying things that, scared me. And so I thought, oh, no way, I don't want to see anything scary, so I'm not going to do it. And then just real quick, there's different theories, right? Some people say that when you're on the astral realm, things manifest instantly. It's not like the physical realm here where there's a delay and it takes a while to manifest something. It's not like that over there. Things manifest instantly. So wherever you want to go, whatever you want to see, you're going to be there immediately. And some people say that if you feel fear, then you are going to manifest something in front of you. You're going to make it up out of thin air, and it's going to look like whatever maybe scares you the most, whether that's a dragon or something scarier. But then again, if your emotion gets too heightened while you're out of body, whether that's excitement, whether that's fear, you're going to be slammed back in your body instantly. So it takes a lot of control and discipline once you're out of your body, and unfortunately, that probably usually takes years. So fear, you got to get over that first. So don't listen to people that are like doing the fear mongering. There might be a reason why they don't want people to leave their body. I'm just saying. Don't listen to that. Nothing can hurt your physical body. Even if you were to see something that scares you, again, you're going right back into your body immediately. And secondly, nothing can harm you. Nothing can harm your physical body. So don't worry about that. Everybody has the, whatever you want to call it, the silver cord, the etheric cord that comes from the back of your head, and that's never getting severed until it's your time to actually fully cross over. Okay, so you got to get over the fear. The next thing is that you need to get to the hypnagogic state. Some people say hypnagogic, however you want to pronounce it, which means you're right there in the middle of sleep and awake, right there in the middle, and you have to stay there for a hot minute, okay? So your body needs to be fully asleep while your mind is still awake before you can get out of your body. So for me, that takes about 2 hours. These days, I can get there faster than that, like an hour. Although I haven't really timed it, but it's much faster than it used to take me. So just prepare, just get comfy. You know what I mean? Just relax. Lay on your back and kind of don't have like the sun in your eyes. No heavy blankets on you. Make sure the temperature is comfortable, and close your eyes, get comfortable, because you're going to be there for a while. A lot of people stress about saliva building up, in this area as you're laying there really, such a long time. It's going to make it worse if you stress about it. So go ahead and swallow it. Try to adjust your jaw to the most comfortable that you can, where the least amount of saliva is building up, if that makes any sense. But if you can't figure it out, don't worry about it and go ahead and swallow it. Just try to move as least as you can. You don't want to be moving at all. Again, your body has to fall asleep. Like, you literally need your body to fall asleep while your mind is still awake. So don't stress about things, but make sure you're comfortable before you get going. Let's see. So I guess we will get into techniques. So, by the way, meditation really, really helps. So I would just start now if you don't already have a dedicated meditation routine. Do whatever you can, whether that's 15 minutes a day or an hour a day. Meditation really helps for so many reasons that would take way too long to get into, but just trust me, your body and your nervous system needs to be prepped. Your energy system, your meridians, your nadis, all of that needs to be prepped to allow in enough cosmic energy and to allow, because an enormous amount of energy needs to be harnessed in order for your consciousness to leave your body. So, and the way that your body prepares for that is through meditation. It also prepares your body for Kundalini awakening, for so many different things. Meditation is key. So just go ahead and get started with your meditation practice if you don't already have one, because it's everything. Meditation is everything. It's literally the most important thing you could do for your spiritual practice and your spiritual growth. Numero uno. Okay, so techniques. So once you are in a meditative state, feeling really relaxed, your breathing will start to get more shallow. As far as thoughts, just try to clear your mind, of the thoughts. Basically just get into a meditative state, right? And I have tried everything, and I suggest you do the same thing. Experiment with everything, okay? And that includes with techniques and visualizations, because everybody's a little bit different. So I started with, for the first hour of just trying to have no thoughts. And then I tried saying in my mind, I intend to leave my body, I intend to leave my body, I am leaving my body, I am leaving my body, those types of statements. So I did a little bit of both. And by the way, you can do just a quick little, protection prayer or blessing or whatever you want to call it, just so if that makes you feel better. Like you can say a little something like, I surround myself in a universal protection bubble. I ask that my spirit guide or my spirit protector be with me through this whole thing. I only intend to have be in contact and communication with beings that are of loving light, high dimensional, that have my best interest in mind. Whatever resonates with you. You can just say a quick little thing if that makes you feel better. Okay, so the first technique that you can try is called the rope technique. Hold on, let me get comfortable in my squeaky chair. The first technique is called the rope technique, and it's just like it sounds. Once you're in a meditative state where you think your body's pretty much asleep, your body's gonna start to feel stiff. It might even start to feel like wood or stone, like mine did. You're going to visualize not your physical body. Remember, you're not moving your physical body whatsoever. You're going to visualize your astral body pulling visualize a rope hanging down from the ceiling over your bed, and you're going to visualize your astral body climbing this rope. Picture the knots in the ropes, and you're climbing up, and just keep doing that motion. Keep visualizing and trying to feel your astral body climbing up the rope. It's the visualizations that make your astral body separate from your physical body. You can do the same thing with a ladder if that is more productive for you. So you're going to visualize your astral body stepping up onto the first letter, grabbing the next one, and then going up and up and up. And then the next one is called the rollout technique, and that's going to be you visualizing your astral body rolling quickly out of the bed and rolling and literally landing on the floor. Let's see, the next technique is, let's see here, the rollout, the displaced awareness technique, which is you visualizing yourself kind of floating right above your body, right? So you're going to visualize your astral body kind of floating right above your body, and then rotate it 180 so that your astral head is where your feet are, and your astral head is where you know what I'm saying. Head is where the feet, and feet is where the head is, you know. And then visualize and try to feel your astral body rotating above your physical body. And then also visualize your astral body floating up towards the ceiling, and try to see the ceiling like this close to your face. See your ceiling, and then you can even use your astral hands and try to touch it. And then you can also try to visualize floating through the roof. So that one works for a lot of people. You'll start to feel like a dizziness, or like a vibrating type feeling, and that's going to be one of the techniques that might work for you. Okay, so the next technique is exiting your body through a lucid dream. So you already need to be somebody who can lucid dream to do this, which basically just means somebody who is aware that they're dreaming when they're dreaming. And you're basically out of body for the most part when you're in a lucid dream. So if you're someone who can already lucid dream, be in the dream and say to yourself, okay, I'm here, I know I'm dreaming. And as soon as you know that you're dreaming, picture or ask or will yourself to go back to your bedroom. Once you're in your bedroom, then you can be completely, fully out of body and then leave from there. Whether you want to fly around the earth plane and fly off to Italy, or whether you want to, hightail it to their astral plane, whatever. So that's another technique. So I'm going to tell you what worked for me personally. The rope technique and, the rollout, that didn't work for me. Those work for tons of people. It didn't work for me. So what worked for me was to visualize my astral body flying around my apartment that I had at the time, and seeing the details of everything, seeing my little knickknacks, seeing what's hanging above the doors, seeing everything the way that it is. Obviously my eyes are still closed, right? So just flying around my apartment, kind of just over and over again, going into the kitchen, floating, flying, whatever, going into the kitchen, going into other bedrooms, and just seeing everything. There's something about you being active in your astral body, even if you're still just in the visualization stage, that causes the separation to happen. What I've been noticing, even especially in just this last week of my meditations, is that as soon as my body's asleep and I start like falling into these visualizations of me like talking to somebody or doing something, that's when I feel the, I don't know how to explain it. The vibrations happen, or that phantom fall start to happen. You know how like when you're falling asleep sometimes and then you snap awake, like, whoa, like right when you're about to fall asleep. That's literally the stage that you need to get to. And so when, just real quick before I forget, when it started to happen, like the Big Daddy thing started to happen. And by the way, there's going to be very dramatic things that happen physically to your body right when you're about to exit. So choose your technique, whatever is starting to work for you. And the way that you're going to know that it's starting to work, that your astral body is starting to separate from your physical body, is you're going to feel / hear little cracks, like creaks, cracks, I don't know how to explain it. And that's literally your astral body lifting off of your physical body in different places. So you're gonna keep hearing these little cracks here and there. My body would feel completely stiff like wood. Then sometimes it would like feel like it's being inflated like a balloon, like all kinds of weird stuff is gonna happen. Go with it. If you're getting these weird sensations, that's a good thing. If absolutely nothing is happening whatsoever, then you're not there yet. And like I said, it might take you weeks, months, years, or maybe just 3 tries like me. We'll see. So the other thing that will happen is you'll see like flashes of light with your eyes closed. So like above your eyelids, flashes of white light or colored lights. As you get closer, you may start to hear things. I was hearing voices. Mind you, I'm alone in my apartment in the middle of the afternoon, right? There's nobody there. And then I started hearing voices that sounded like they were coming from the corner ceiling, but they're not coming from this realm. So don't get distracted. They may even sound like they're calling you, like, come on, or something weird and creepy like that. Don't get distracted. Okay, that's just coming from a different realm. Don't worry about that. Those types of things are good things. So cracks, you're gonna feel, you're gonna probably get to the point where you can't feel your body. It's just like numb, and then, you're really getting close if you start getting the vibrations. And I'm talking like, it's dramatic, right? It's like all the way through your body, and it's gonna probably startle you. Stay calm. The reason why you learn about this and get it all drilled into your mind is because so that you don't freak out, which is what I ended up doing. We'll get to that. You don't want to freak out, and then those 2 or 3 hours that you just invested and worked so hard for go down the drain, and it's for nothing. You want to prepare yourself. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be dramatic and drastic for most people. I have heard for some people, even their first time, they just start vibrating, and then they can feel that their astral body is separate, and then at that point you can just sit up or roll over or roll out or float up, and then you're off. And they didn't have to go through that drastic exit stage. But most people have a drastic exit stage, especially the first time or the first several times. So when you're getting to the vibrational stage, it's about to go down. And what I'll say is that when you're laying there for 2+ hours, completely silent, basically in trance, so close. Remember I told you, you're teetering on asleep and awake, and you need to get so close to being asleep, but your mind is still awake, that when the drastic part started to happen, there was a split second where I said to myself, oh my God, what's happening? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I've been laying here for hours and I'm trying to leave my body. All that happened within a hair of a second, right? But that's how close I was to sleep. Just a hair away from being all the way completely asleep. But I stayed there long enough to where I had forgotten what the hell was going on for a split second. That's how close I was to asleep. So what happened, this dramatic exit that I'm talking about, was after 2 hours of silent trance, right? Barely having my consciousness awake. Boom! All of a sudden, I didn't know this at the time, it was my heart chakra. It felt like my physical heart, so it felt like a heart attack. I'm making this sound so appealing, aren't I? My heart chakra, oops, sorry, I keep hitting my mic. All of a sudden started going, like, literally it felt like it was like there was something in the middle of my chest like trying to come out, and now I know it was my heart chakra. So that happened at the same time that under my eyelids, an earthquake of colors, all these different colors under my eyelids were happening. And also, and the scariest part was, there was an incredibly loud sound that sounds like it's this close to your ear, but it's really coming from a different realm. So it won't burst your eardrum, even though it sounds like it's going to. And this is the good thing about reading these books, because from the books, I learned that everybody has a different sound that they receive. Some people, it's like an extremely loud roaring sound of the ocean. Some people, it's really loud rattling chains. It's going to be different for everybody. Mine was the most alarm bell, or it sounded exactly like an alarm system. I'm going to mimic it, okay? I'm going to sound ridiculous. It sounded just like this, but like 1 million times louder. So it went wow, 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 like that, but like so loud. And then with the heart chakra earthquake and the lights under my eyes, after being in trance for 2 hours, and for that to happen just boom out of nowhere immediately, I just wasn't, it just freaked, I couldn't stay calm. So I'm telling you this so you know what to expect, so that you can try your best to stay calm. So at the very last second, I pulled the ejection seat because I guess I wasn't ready. I still regret it to this day, but it was so startling. So I decided at the last second to just pull myself out of it and sit up, and man, that was crazy. But if I wouldn't have done that, the exit stage would continue for a bit, and then you either pop out of your body, or like I said, your astral body will just end up like, floating or being separate from your physical body, and you'll be able to tell. And at that point you will sit up, float up, that kind of thing. Most people are for the first time, gonna end up at their ceiling, looking down at their body. And most people, once they realize, holy shit, I'm looking down at my body, that like shock will immediately put you back down into your body. So that's what I mean. It's not going to be easy. It's a skill. It's a serious skill that you're going to have to learn how to do. So a few days later, I did try it again. And that time I was able to leave my body, but I didn't maintain enough lucidity. So I wasn't able to keep the memory of what happened when I left my body. And so you're probably thinking, well, then how do you know you left your body? I'll tell you why. I know because whatever happened while I was out of my body, I probably got scared about something or whatever, made me come back to, remember I told you, it doesn't take much. Like if you get too excited, too scared, too whatever, you're gonna be put back into your body. And when I say put back into your body, what I mean is you're going to be slammed back into your body. I was dropped back into my body, and this happened a few times, the next few times that I tried. I was slammed back into my body and laying flat to the point where the top of my torso and my legs, boom, like a clam, just like, and it felt like I got punched in the gut. Like it was a little bit painful, and it is like very shocking felt like I was dropped at 1,000 miles an hour back into my body. So all of this takes, you just practicing and perfecting the skill. And then there's several other issues once you're out. Like it looks kind of like purplish, blackish. You don't have good vision when you're out of body. So you need to learn, you can say things like, give me clarity or light, just say light or that kind of thing, and then it'll brighten up. And then some people need to learn how to fly. And I'm not like this advanced astral traveler. I'm just, disclaimer right now. I just know I have a little bit of experience with it, and I know a lot about it because I've just been studying everything that I can get my hands on for as long as I can remember. But I'm not some advanced person who could just leave my body at the drop of a dime. I wish. However, I leave my body every night when I'm sleeping, as do you. It's just that most people's memories are wiped the second they wake up. And for some reason, I've always been able to remember them often. I remember my dreams every morning, and they're insane. And then pretty often I remember my astral travels, and I have been some amazing places that you immediately know, holy, I am not on Earth. Okay. So obviously there's so much more to say about astral travel, but this video is already too long. So I'll do several other videos, but we're going to stop there. And just let me remind you, don't get discouraged because, it won't be easy for most of us. I knew a girl who literally, it was so easy for her to leave her body. She would say, it's becoming a problem while I'm at work. Because if I If I even relax for a second, I pop out of my body. I'm like, oh, wish I had that problem. But for the most of us, it's not going to be easy, but it's, you know, going to be worth it, right? And we'll talk about all the reasons why one would want to leave their body in a different video. But yeah, so meditate, eat clean, live the middle way, as the Buddhists say. Definitely like do your self-care and your self-love and work on your spiritual practice and your spiritual growth. All of that is going to help you do things like leave your body. And who knows how long it's going to take you, short or long, we'll see. And for some people, I don't want to say it may not happen ever, but if you can't get out after, you know, a really, really long time of trying, then there might be a reason. Your higher self will not let you out if it's not for your highest good. If that's because your body's not primed, like I told you, how your body gets primed through consistent meditation, or if you've got that fear in there, or I don't know, there might be, you know, several other reasons, like maybe mental reasons, I don't know. But I have been told that you're not getting out until it's for your highest good. And if your reasons are, how do I put it? If you don't have like positive reasons as to why you want to get out of your body, like if your reason is because you want to go spy on your ex, if you want to fly into your ex's bedroom and see what they're up to, then you're probably not going to get let out of your body. Your reasons need to be, you know, positive. So just don't be discouraged though, and just work on yourself and your spiritual growth as much as you can, and have a meditation practice and so on and so forth, and you'll probably be able to get out of your body. And work on your dream recall. That also helps. You know, when you wake up in the morning, work on your dream / lucid dream / out of body, nighttime out of body travels. Write those down in a journal, you know, strengthen that muscle. That will also help. And I'll do a video on dream interpretation and dream recall now, but that's it for now. Hopefully you got something out of that. And just to let you know, if you don't already know, I am a 4th year developing medium. So if you want to do an evidential mediumship reading with me, I don't do psychic readings. What I mean by mediumship is I connect to people's loved ones, friends, and pets in spirit. So if you'd like to do a reading with me, which I do over Facebook video call, go ahead and message me on my professional Facebook mediumship page, which will be linked in the comments. It's Elissa Ace / spiritual medium, but that should be linked down below. And that's all for now. I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.